Hey guys, in this video I'm going to go through a challenge, and this challenge is a part of the Introduction to AWS Pen Testing by Tyler Ramsbey. Now, I have never done any kind of AWS pen testing before, and at this point I am going to be learning how to use a tool called Pacu to do enumeration. Now, the enumeration can be done manually, which I have gone through some of the topics here in this course. However, it can be somewhat confusing based on the length of the syntax. Let me give you an example. If you can look here, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. Alright, so this is to enumerate attached user policies. Can you see how long this is? And you would have to put the username there. Now, I have done some of the manual enumeration and I have taken notes and pictures of these. However, the Pacu is supposed to make this easier. Now, I am going to be doing this, and I invite you guys to watch me as I make mistakes and falter by learning to use the Pacu application. Now, before I start, I'm going to give you a bit of background so you understand exactly what's going on. In the course, Tyler allowed us to set up labs, and we also learned how to configure our own AWS CLI, which is a command line interface. And also we are going to be working in a platform here called Cyber, and this is similar to setting up your own AWS CLI. The only difference is that this is all set up for you on the Cyber platform. And there's also the Pond Labs platform that I haven't ventured in yet, but I have created an account. And also we installed what's called CloudGoat, which is a deployment tool that will allow me to deploy this lab here on there. And this deployment tool is by default a vulnerable tool, which is not recommended to be used in a production scenario. Now, when I go into my command line on the VM, you're going to see some of these things. So I just wanted to give you a background as to where these things are coming from. Now, I've already logged into my Cyber account. It's been logged in for a minute, and I might have to refresh that because with the Cyber platform, the labs stay up for like a half an hour, and then you might have to do a refresh. So as anticipated, the lab was terminated, so I will have to go ahead and refresh that. So let's just do a refresh here and see if we can restart this lab. Let me scroll up here, and as you can see, this is what the Cyber platform looks like, and it has a lot of interesting topics in there, but I am yet to venture into that. We'll talk about that at another time. So let's start this lab, and what this is doing is getting the information that I will need to log into my AWS account. Here we go, we get the access key ID and so on. Now, these are the credentials that you're going to need to access this lab. Now, first I have to go back to my command line, and with this command here, I just hit enter. Then it's going to ask for my AWS access key. All I have to do, guys, is to go back here and copy this key and then paste it into the command line. So let's do that. We're pasting here. Then it's going to ask for my secret key. I go back and copy the secret key and do the same thing. So once you copy that, you come back here, paste and enter. And the default region is US, East, and 1. And JSON is the default format. And if we go to the challenge, we will see what the challenge requires of us. So let's go and navigate to this challenge here. So what this is saying, guys, is that we need to enumerate users, enumerate policies, enumerate groups, enumerate rows. Now let's go back to our command line here. Alright, so in order to spin up the Pacu tool, you simply need to type in Pacu and it will come up there. And in order to get an idea of what to do, you can always type in the help option. That's something that I always do whenever I'm not familiar with a tool. So what I'm gonna do is type the help option, enter, and then I'm gonna wait. Well, first it wants us to choose an option for the session. Now, as you can see, I have a CloudGoat session that was existing there, but I'm going to do a new session. Alright, what would you like to name this session? I'm going to name this session Cyber Enum. Alright, so now what we're seeing here, they're giving us an idea of some of the things that exist in Pacu. Alright, let's see, who am I? Help. So help, as I said earlier, displays this page of information, and help module name displays information about a module. Who am I displays information regarding the active access keys. Data displays all data that is stored in this session. Only visit values will be displayed. Okay, so JQ, that's query, service, subservice, regions, set regions. Okay, set keys. Run is used to execute a model. Unset, you could unset the user agent. Alright, so let's get down to business and see what we need to do here. So naturally, I think we need to set the keys so that it knows what we are enumerating. So we're going to do a set key command. Let's see. Set keys. Alright, key alias. What are we going to use for the key alias? Let's do cyber again, since it's the name of the lab. Alright, now it's asking for the access key. So let's go back here to get the access key. You copy this, paste, secret key, and we'll paste in this here. So as I said, this is just to tell it what it's enumerating. I do not know of a session token. Let's see. Alright, so cyber enum cyber. Okay. I think if you want to know about a specific module, you could do help and module name. But how do we know about the modules? Okay, it says it here, list or ls. So this is similar to the syntax for Linux, where if you do ls, then you would list everything that's in the directory. So let's do ls and see. So we have several categories, and I guess these are the modules here. And what we're doing today is enumeration, so I'm gonna look for an enumeration module. Scrolling up here, and okay, I guess this is enumeration here. So if we go back to what the goal is for today, for the challenge, we're gonna enumerate users, policies, groups, and roles. and we have to figure it out by reading through the Pacu documentation, which we have been doing. And then it says here, if you get stuck, that's totally fine. I'll show you how to do it in the next section. And I like this pretty much because getting the practice before you go through the walkthrough is very good, because it will reinforce things that you missed, and you will have a better experience and remember things better. Alright, so let's first try to enumerate users. So let me go back to the VM here. So under enum, you have AWS enum account. Is that the one that we're using? Is it enum account or enum user? Let me see if we have a specific one here. Enum brute force permissions. Do I want to do a brute force though? Enum users. Okay. Alright, so let's start with the IAM enum users. Sorry, I said losers. Oh my, what's going on? Alright, so let's copy this, and then I'm going to try to see what's going to happen if I do, let's say, use, and then I'll paste the syntax there. Okay, so this is saying where list role name, account ID. Alright, so the syntax that I'm using is invalid. Let's see. What do I use? Let's look back on how. Okay, so there's run exec use. Alright, so let's try using run this time around, because for some reason use did not work. I don't know what I did wrong, but let's see. Alright, let's do alright. Let's try enum account. Okay, let's copy this, and then we're gonna do run enum account, AWS enum account. I'm wondering if I should use the name of the account. Well, let's see. Alright, I'm gonna do account ID. Alright, let's just do this. Alright, so we're getting something here, but I'm not sure if this is the right output that I should be getting. Go through the documentation some more to see what else can be done, because I don't think I should be stuck this quickly. Who am I? Displays information regarding to the active access keys. Alright, so let's run who am I. Let's first run who am I to see what's going on. Who am I? Alright, so from what I'm seeing here, we're getting the access keys here. Nothing is in the role name or anything like that. Okay. Alright, so let's go back to the modules here to see what else we can do. Alright, so I'm gonna take a look again at what we're supposed to do. Enumerate users. So the manual one that we use to enumerate users, let me go back to my notes here. What we did to enumerate users, we got the user profile, which was Joel here, which I did get that just now. Now I need to find out what the syntax is to put into the Pacu. We got the user profile. So this is list users, profile cyber. Alright, and we got a list of all of the users. So there's a saying that says the greatest thing is to know. And this is one of those cases where simply because you do not know, it's the first time using the tool, it seems very difficult. But I'm sure that as soon as I get to the walkthrough, that I'm going to be like, how did I not see this? However, let me see if I can do something else. I'm gonna try this module here. So let's copy this because I don't want to make any mistakes. So I'll type in this one. Let's copy this. And I'm gonna say use business selection here. Alright, so it says we found 4 users, 20 roles, no policies found. Alright, how do I get a list of that? Let's do help and then the name of the module. And paste. Okay. It requests info for all users, roles. Do I type who am I? Nah, that gives me the same thing for cyber. So yes, I am stuck. Alright, I'm gonna try to use one more. Let's try to use something else. Let's see. There are a lot of modules here for enumeration, but it's just a matter of getting the syntax right. That's going to determine whether I get the output that I'm looking for. Let's look for a policy enumeration module and see. Okay, let's just do users. IAM. I'm wondering if I should just cut it off at users and see if that's going to be anything of note. Let's try that. Run. You see guys, this is trial and error. So, you know, it feels like it kind of sucks, but this is something that I enjoy. You know, I don't have a problem making mistakes. I just make sure that I learn from them. All right, so this is saying that the following arguments are required: role name, account ID, and so on. So let's see. Alright. Let's do role name. Let's do, what's the role name that we have here? Okay, we have a username, so we have to just enumerate the user. Do they have a username? Username. Let's let's get Joel's name here. Let's get Joel's name. Where is your name, Joel? So for the username, you have to get the entire thing in order to get it right. So the username here is Introduction to AWS Enumeration, ending in Joel. So let's get that. We copy that here, and then I'll put it here. Let's see if this is gonna work. Just testing, guys. Alright, so it seems as if I'm stuck, and I'm going to watch the walkthrough and see how that goes, and I'll come back in the next video and show you what I've learned and continue from there. So this is a part of the process, guys. You have to fall down and you have to get stuck, and then you watch a walkthrough and then you learn, and from there you'll get better and better at it. Then I'll get back to the walkthrough and I'll get back to you in the next video. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Then I'll get back to the walkthrough and I'll get back to you in the next video. Thank you again.